we could go anywhere we wanted to. So if you're not familiar with the Gulf of Mexico, how it's laid out, there is a series of rivers that dump into the Gulf of Mexico, like, the Mobile Delta, the Pascagoula River, and there's several down through the coast right there that dump into the river. And these rivers that dump in there, the part of them close to the ocean itself, excuse me, they're sort of brackish water. They support bass, and then the farther you get up those rivers, it turns into more fresh water. So anyway, I got thinking about it. It's like, and I looked at the map there, and it's like, this slough area that my buddy was telling me about, this is only like 30 miles, down the coast like that. I said, why couldn't I just run out through the Gulf of Mexico and go up in this area and access it? So anyway, in practice, I drove over there in my truck, and I launched over in this big slough area over there. And right off the bat, I started catching them. I was catching them on a little crankbait around some riprap and industrial places. But my real deal that I was really excited about is I found some of these backwater little ditches, I guess you call them, that had grass in them. And I was catching them, good ones back there, taking a Rapala minnow, like an old school Rapala minnow, and twitching it just under the surface in those shallow backwaters, especially on low tide. And I was catching some good ones. So it's like, I have got to make this run. I said, there's no way that I can't go down there for that. So you got to realize back then, this was before GPS really had started up. I had a very rudimentary GPS. It was like some little Magellan. It looked like as big as a cell phone, and there was nothing on it except you could put a waypoint on and you could get to that waypoint. There were no mapping or anything like that. All it was like you could put a waypoint, and then you could punch the GPS and it would draw you a line to get to the waypoint. So anyway, I went to the mouth of the river there at the mouth of that little slough, and I put a waypoint in, and the next day was the tournament. So I took out of the Pascagoula River, and I didn't know what to expect. So I ran out into the Gulf of Mexico out there, and what I was trying to do is, this was a flat area out there on the Gulf there, so I had to go out probably 2 miles offshore, flat banks out there, to stay in at least 4 or 5 foot of water. So I ran way out into the Gulf of Mexico, probably 2 or 3 miles out into the Gulf, and then I started heading back west to this area. And I was going out there, guys, and I saw porpoises out there around the boat. It was so weird, because when you're